Hi guys, it's been a while. So in today's video we are going to be learning how to make this dress. Make sure you stay tuned. Hi guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to VicTeeFashionHub with Victoria here today. How are you all doing? So the first thing that we're going to do, we are going to cut this into two, like not as normal boo gown. So we split it into two and fold it just the way you're looking right now. So we are, when we want to cut clothes, we cut clothes from the folded part, but for this, because you are slit in the front, we are going to be cutting the back and the front together, and we are starting the sewing tutorial from this side you are seeing. So what I'm actually measuring now is the zipper part and also the folded part in the front, and I used 1.5 inches. You can use 2 inches, 1 inches, depends on what you want. So for me, I'm using 1.5 inches because this dress is going to have a lining. So after that, I'm going to the measurement of the shoulder line. Divide your shoulder by 2 and add 1 inches to it. As you can see, then you go down by 1 inches for the slope. Then for the sleeve, for the neckline, I use 3 by 3 for the front, then 3 by 1.5 for the back. Yes, that's what I use. Then I draw you can use your straight ruler or use your hand methods just the way I did it. Then we are going to be doing our armhole line, and that is also our chest line. So for me, I used 8 inches. Then after that, we are going to be measuring from our shoulder to our waistline measurement, as you can see. Then our shoulder to our waistline measurement, then our waistline to our hip line measurement, as you can see. Yes, right now. So after that, you measure the length. I've already measured the length, but for those that have not measured the length, this is what. Then I draw a straight line on all the length I'm doing. So I do a straight line for the armhole line. So for the measurement, I'm actually using the tape to divide the bust by 4. You divide your bust by 4. As you can see on this dress, the dress is not that free. It's not like boo gown that is free. It's boo gown, but it's not that free. Divide your waist by 4 and add 1.5 inch or 2 inches to it. So for the waist, you can add 2.5 inches, because then you divide your waist by 4 and add 2.5 inches to the waist, because the waist is going to have pockets, so you need a slit. But this person, you divide your hip by 4 and add 2 inches or 1.5 inches too. But this person, I'm actually doing this dress for is not a hip person, is not a figure 8 person, so you almost feel like the same measurement like you're using. So from the hip side, you take all the measurements down to the length side, just the way you are seeing what I'm doing. You draw it to the length. I use your straight ruler or you use your hand method. So what I'm actually doing right now is the pocket side. You measure from your waist down to, I use 7 inches. I notch it. I just chalk it down, but I'm going to be notching it later when I'm done cutting. So right now, I'm doing the armhole. I divide the armhole by 4, then by 2, then go in by half inches. Then I measured just what I'm doing, and I draw out the armhole out. Then I cut it out. Then don't forget that this is the back and the front together. Then I cut out the slope. Then I cut out the slope and the neckline. I'm going to be using 1.5 for the back. Yes, I'm using 1.5 for the back. Then for the front, I'm using 3 by 3. As you can see, this neck, I didn't really calculate the 1.5 finish, so because of the sewing. So for the neckline for the front, I'm using 3 by 3 because of the neck is not a dress that is. The first one I cut is the back part, then I will remove one. The reason why I use 3 by 3 for the front is because the neck is not neck that is too open, as you can see on the thumbnail. So yeah, then I'll cut it out. Then I notch out the pocket parts of this thing. I notch out the pocket part. Then I measured 7 inches because I measured 7 inches. Then I notch the part too. and I fold it down. That is all for it. So for this dress, I'm going to be using lining, using net, and the trimming. This trimming for this, as you can see, I'm cutting out the lining here. Yeah, I'm cutting out the lining. So the next thing is sewing the front part. So I'm done sewing, then I'm going to give it a good press. This is important. Then make sure you remember the front is slit, so calculate the slit part. So right now we are going to be cutting out the net for the, you fold it into two, you fold your net into two and cut it half length of the, just the way you are seeing me doing right now. We are still going to adjust it, but just check out what I'm doing right now. So this is it. Then you now cut how you want the neckline to be, to where it will reach. For me, in the armhole part it's 6 inches, then the front is like 7 or 8 inches. Then I did a straight, just the way you are seeing it, very easy to make. So I'm actually placing it to show you guys how it's going to look in the front, as you can see. Yeah, then I'll bring out the trimming now to place it and see if the trimming actually, if the nails is okay. So I found out that I really like the way this is. Then I'll put the trimming here and fold it and put it here. That's how I'm going to. So right now I'm cutting out the lining for the front, because the lining for the front is not getting down. So now let's start sewing. Then you place the net and use your pin to hold it to your front part. Use your pin to hold it to your front part. Then you sew the neckline. When you sew it, you leave like half inches in the midpoint. Then you cut it. When you cut it, you now place, when you cut it, you place the other side. I start from, then you sew it and bake it. Then we now do the middle part too. So right now I've done this side. Please make sure you sew the both side. Then we are going to be pinning the middle side in the center side. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say right now. So when it comes to this, the slit in the front, you side the design to one side. I hope you understand. Then the slit for the front, we are going to be using this Emmy gum to gum the down part for a knit job. I don't want to sew it. Yes, we gum it with it. As you can see, I'm actually doing it right now. So I have to show you guys how I'm going to do it. So this is the lining. We are going to be using the lining to sew and turn it in. Then we do the same thing to the back too. Yes, we're going to do the same thing. So I'm done turning right now. I'm done turning, and also, oh no, and also put the zip to the back part. I'm done putting the zip to the back part, and I'm also done turning and sewing the front part. So as you can see, this is the lining. So we are going to be sewing the front and the back together. You join the armhole together, join the other side of the armhole, and also make 1 inches downward. Don't forget this has a pocket. So yeah, so let's cut out the sleeve right now. You're going to fold the sleeve like you want to cut a flare. It is 360-degree flare, but this 360-degree flare is also the both side of the flare. Then you now measure 8 inches from the angle, 18 inches, sorry, 18 inches from the angle. You can actually use 19 inches, depends on how long you want but I feel like 18 inches is okay for everybody. Then you now split it like this. After that, you are going to draw the way we used to cuff the sleeve, like normal sleeve, like cuffing the sleeve. That is what I did. I don't know if you see it, like I just cuff it the way they do. We do our normal sleeve. Then we are going to cut it out right now. That is all for the sleeve. Yeah, that's all for the sleeve. Then you cut it out, and I'm really sorry I couldn't do the end part of the video because it's a rush work, but trust me, try it. This method really works. Then you split it into two, just the way you're seeing it. This is the sleeve. You sew the down part, or you use bias to turn it. You can use bias to turn it, or you sew it in, then fix it to your fabric. We are done with the upper part. As you can see, you fix it to your fabric, and that is all. I'm so sorry I couldn't do the video of the down part. And this is the pocket. You fix the pockets to the dress. Thank you so much for watching. See you on my next video. Bye guys. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notification.